Hello and welcome to the Paul Green Comedy PaulCast. It is October 14th, 2024. This is episode 292. Stand-up comedian, actor, and improviser Paul Green, sharing my dreams as I pursue them. And yes, just like that, I am back on audio only. If you watched my podcast yesterday, I made a big to-do about the fact that I was going back on video. And now it's been one whole day and I'm back on audio only. And the reason for that is I am currently in Des Moines, Iowa, which ironically is not the first time within about a month period that I have been in Des Moines, Iowa. Never been in this state before, and yet I've been here twice in the last month. And that is because I am out here for a very fun, unique experience, and that is I will be filming or acting in a film that was written and is currently being produced by my good friend, the one and only Josh Novy. So, they flew me out to Iowa, and I am currently in some Airbnb right now, and there just isn't really a good spot in this Airbnb to set up a camera. And plus, I have a massive headache after getting on the flight. I don't know. I'm just not camera ready. But I better get camera ready because I'm going to be on camera tomorrow filming, which is actually a really cool movie that I'm excited to be a part of. And it's actually about a woman who actually exists. And she is sort of famous. She's not like famous. She's famous in her own right. But she pretty much created a recovery community, addiction recovery, out of her garage in Iowa. And she has just been helping people with their addictions for like 30 years, and they're making a movie about her. So I get to be in it, which is really fun. So I don't have a huge role. They just gave me kind of a small role just so I could be a part of it all. So very grateful for that opportunity. So I will be doing that tomorrow, and then I come back on Wednesday, and then, man, it is going to be a very full week of performances. On Thursday night, I'm going to be doing an improv show that I put together with some friends of mine over at JP's, and then I will be doing 4 stand-up comedy shows the next 2 nights. So 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. All very cool, all very fun. And yeah, I'm feeling very excited. I'm feeling very ambitious again. I feel like I've mentioned a bit of a resurgence of energy, a resurgence of ambition, a resurgence of courage to just start being more proactive, putting myself out there a lot more than I already am. I spent a lot of time the last couple of days going through some of my old podcast episodes, ones where I was interviewing people that I thought were really fun interviews or really interesting. And what I did was I bought one of those like software website subscriptions or whatever that will take your podcasts and like cut them into like smaller clips automatically. And I used one of those, and it was actually really incredible. And so I was able to post out like 12 or so clips from one of my podcasts and get those scheduled out on social media. And it just reminded me of well, reminded me of a lot of things, but it just reminded me of how challenging it can be for me to want to be seen. And that just may seem completely counterintuitive because I'm a comedian and a performer, and my entire currency is in my capacity to be seen. And yet it's still one of the, I wouldn't say one of the most difficult, but it is a very difficult aspect of comedy, which is a willingness to constantly be putting my thoughts, feelings, opinions out online. And I've discussed this before on this podcast, just in terms of why I'm even doing this, but a lot of it has to do with just that, with me looking at it and going, I need to be comfortable being uncomfortable. I need to be willing to get used to the fact that everything that I think and feel to some degree or another, I need to be comfortable being transparent with it and putting it out online and putting it on stage, putting it on camera, whatever the circumstance may call for. And here I've been doing this podcast, but I haven't marketed it at all, really. I just kind of do it. I throw it on YouTube. I throw it on all the podcast stuff. And, on YouTube, I may get 50 views, which on YouTube probably means like 4 actual people actually watch the whole thing. I don't know what YouTube considers a view for a long form video, but, and I've kind of just let that be okay for a long time, but I'm now realizing, I need to be a lot more willing to not only put myself out there, but promote myself. And anyway, just cutting up all of those clips and scheduling them to be posted, all it's going to do is just give more opportunities for people to see my podcast, see me. In this case, I cut up the podcast episode where I was talking to Josh Novy, actually, who is the whole reason that I'm here in Iowa right now. And so, this software program just went through. It just uses AI to just kind of guess what parts of the podcast might be a good, 1 minute clip or whatever. And it just popped back like, I don't remember. It was like 20 different clips. I'm like, wow. I didn't realize it, but the long form version of that podcast is like well over an hour long. The one that I have with Josh Novy. So I have been doing a lot of that the last couple of days, getting those clips ready, getting them posted on social media, getting them scheduled out. And I'm just feeling, oh man, I hate saying stuff like this because it sounds so, I don't know what it sounds like, but I'm just feeling this energy of something big is on the horizon, something great is coming, and all of this work that I've been doing is just groundwork in preparation for it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that means, but that's what I'm feeling, and it's given me more motivation to sort of double down and work harder and put more effort into what I'm doing and more intentionality. So, all good things, my friends. So, with that, let's talk about the magic mindset. Today's chapter is magic mindset when it comes to health. And oh my gosh, I could not be the worst person. There could not be somebody worser than me to talk about a healthy mindset. Oh man, if I even give one word of advice, I am the biggest hypocrite, because being healthy, eating healthy, sleeping healthy, exercising healthy, I am so deficient in so many regards in this area. My diet's abysmal. My sleeping patterns are abysmal. I'm a decent exerciser. I have always been decent at going to the gym. I'm currently have a membership at this gym that does, like kind of a CrossFit sort of training type thing. And I've been going there. But other than that, I try, everybody. I really do. I have a remarkably stringent soda addiction, which I battle on the daily. And I am constantly trying to cut down. At least go to diet soda. You know what I mean? Drink Coke Zero. Don't drink the regular Coke, although Coke Zero probably isn't actually that much better for me. And I have set so many goals on drinking more water, and oh man. So I have absolutely, I am in no position to talk about being healthy other than to say, yep, you should do it. And, getting better sleep, yep. We all know the studies. Sleep is important. Eating healthy is important. Being active and exercising is important. There isn't anything I'm going to say in this regard that's going to be new or mind-blowing or shocking or helpful. Other than just to let you all know, I am working on it. So I'm currently really the only dieting thing that I'm doing is I'm trying to avoid drinking regular sugar soda 6 days out of a week. Still drink Coke Zero. I still do that. But to me, that's at least a victory for how bad my soda addiction is. That it's okay, at least I had a Coke Zero, so I'm not pummeling my poor pancreas with high fructose corn syrup. And yes, I'm fully aware that the sweeteners in diet soda also are problematic. I don't need you to tell me about it. I don't need to be preached to. I'm already aware. I know. My difficulties with not necessarily eating all that healthy are not because I am unaware that eating healthy is better. So anyway, that's kind of probably not the best thing for me to be talking about on a podcast, especially when I can't even really speak with much positivity or ambition about it. So all I'm going to say is eat healthy, everybody. Be as healthy as you can. Challenge yourself and give yourself so much grace. Don't be hard on yourself. That doesn't help, but be loving enough to yourself to keep trying. And that's all I can say on that. So speaking of health, I do have a pretty bad headache from all of the travel today, so I am going to cut this one a little short. I'm going to try to get Josh Novi on the podcast, although he is incredibly busy, so I don't know if I'll be able to pull that off. But we will be checking in with you tomorrow for another episode of the Paul Green Comedy Podcast. For now, this is October 14th, 2024, episode 292. I love you all so much. Keep pursuing those dreams, and I will talk to you tomorrow.